We are back again. This is a brand new episode of Press Start to Play, powered by Game Fiend. And we have the usual suspects over here. We have Jay, who has been sent by the God Emperor, and he's out here trying to spread the eternal truth. He's going to tell us all why there is a particular game that is worth your time and your effort, and why it requires a brotherhood that it so seemingly demands from you. And then we have Manas. Manas is going to talk about something which has been in the making for a long, long time, which is a good PlayStation. Okay, okay. I misspoke. All PlayStation games are good, really good. They stumbled in the middle, but this time they're back, and it's like a 94 rated game.
Crazy.
And I'm really, really not talking about the names of these games because you already know in your head what this thumbnail mein dikh gaya hoga. But I just want to say that Manas has played through it. He had a lot of fun. He's going to talk about it, and he's going to tell us as to why you should get a PS5 Pro and play this game.
प्रो की जरूरत नहीं
Oh my god! Already the shade. Okay. And if time permits, later on, I'm also going to talk about a smaller game that at least I will, how will I say, convince one person out there, and I know the name, to go out and buy. So I'll be able to convince that person, okay, yes, nostalgia has good glasses, and you should absolutely spend your money and get the same game again. But yeah, till then, let's talk about a game that I think Manas has started, right?
Yeah,
Manas,
just
how
started
many?
ट्यूटोरियल भी
Okay,
नहीं खत्म किया मैंने
okay, and Jay is like almost little more than halfway through. I
yeah
think. I think that's how it goes. I am two and a half hours in, and that's mostly because of my fault. I have been fucking up. And guys, we are talking about Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2, and this game. Let me preface it by saying this is one of those reasons. Like it's going through puberty again. I have like few chest hair growing back. Like I can see like inside. Like this game has resulted because it is so much manpower out there that is going to throw at you that whatever kind of things you were feeling out there that we are getting so woke and we're becoming we're only playing with women and stuff like in video games. uh I just want to say that if you like manly men, whichever way you go, this is the game for you. But I'll leave it on to Jay to start with how he's going through the game.
पहले थोड़ा context so I think everyone at this point have at least heard about for 40k Space Marine. Yeah, right. It was a game like came out. I don't think it sold that well,
Mm-hmm.
but it garnered a huge cult following, right? And they were supposed to make a sequel, yeah, and the story ended on a big cliffhanger, right? I mean, the thing is that we have very few good Warhammer 40k or fantasy action games, right?
Mm-hmm.
On the fantasy side, you now have Vermintide, and on the 40k side, there's really not a lot. There's good strategy games, right?
Yeah.
Whenever you think of 40k, the first thing that comes to mind is like Dawn of War, right? And there, this game came out, and it was during that period when THQ was going a bit hectic with the financial decisions. And it was made by Relic, right? The Dawn of War games, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's so it's a retrospectively, it's a good game. It's a great game, I would say. Some people are not so keen on it. Some people just like it, just But yeah, the long thing short, it was supposed to get a sequel. It ended on a huge cliffhanger, and the story was really decent. Gameplay. It was very fun. It was very PS3. Yeah, it came out during that time. It was one of the last bastion of those kind of games. It came out in 2011, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of those dying breed of games, right? No bullshit, no gimmicks, linear levels, and you just having fun, right? It's very faithful to the 40k lore, made by people who know 40k so much, and suddenly, bam, nothing. THQ went bankrupt. The rights, I don't even know what happened to the rights. Relic came out with Dawn of War 3. That flopped hard.
Yeah.
And so, like 13 years later, we have Space Marine 2 by Saber, of all people, right? Saber is also, I think, the company a lot of people root for, but I don't think they have quite landed
Yeah.
any games just yet. Yeah, they have made games that people
Yeah.
yeah. And so this has so much hype going into it because it's like sequel. No one thought we would get this game. and it's almost here. If you have pre-ordered the game, you will get early access starting from yesterday, and it's coming out on the September 9th. So we have all been playing it, and like personally, I think it's like it's a very important game for most of us, right? We grew up playing the original, and I still in anticipation of this Space Marine 2, I have been going back to play the multiplayer of the first game, which is still active. There's like 1,000 people playing the game daily, right? And Space Marine coming to Space Marine 2, it's like it's basically what you would want in a Space Marine sequel, right? It's still no gimmicks, no bullshit, balls to the walls hard. You're put into a level with your battle brothers, and there's no open world, there's no level up wala kind of things in the story mode. It's you versus thousands upon thousands of tyrannids. That's like a big change. A lot of people were skeptic about this change because what made the first game very charming and unique was the Oak Boys. Yeah, you know, I wanka. They sort of in that speaking that Cockney accent, right? And it had a lot of humor to the game, and it was a very formulaic game. And coming to Space Marine 2, Saber is hot off from World War Z. So
Yeah.
they have brought over, what's the name of the engine?
Uh,
Swarm, right? Swarm.
Swarm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. If you have seen the movie World War Z or played the
Mm.
game, you know how crazy it can get. Like thousands of enemies rushing up you and your co-partners, or you solo just hunkering down, laying the guns there and just trying to survive. And Space Marine 2 takes that and puts the experience, packs it into the 40K setting so beautifully. And just like when I said like the first game was like the last bastion of you know the old kind of games, the Gears of War kind of uber macho game that didn't care about anything else, just pure gameplay. And I feel like at this time we have like two parallel pathways of gaming. One is like resurgence, that retrospective nostalgia, Google
Hmm.
Wala games where we are getting a lot of boomer shooters. We are actually getting a lot of linear third person shooters as well. They're also making a comeback, like El Paso elsewhere with
Yeah.
the Max Payne kind of thing. And the Space Marine 2 is taking that on a big scale. It's a AAA game. It's like, how much is it? 40 or 60?
Space Marine.
Two.
I
Is it
think it's
$70
60,
game? Okay.
60, 60.
Yeah, it's still
Yeah.
it's a AAA game, and it shows. And it's not an indie title.
But really well priced
Oh
in
yeah.
India. Like
Oh,
the regional
India.
pricing
Oh yeah.
is real good.
You should see that. You should go see the price of the first Space Marine, the game of the edition, the
Yeah.
anniversary edition. It's costlier than Space Marine 2. Second is the Loopsy, man. Not a Loopsy. It's like 4K, right? Yeah, the first game is now 4K. This game is like 2.7K. Yeah, and long thing short, it's great, right? It's everything the fan of the first game would want. And I was actually wrong on this. I said that they were retconning the cliffhanger arc from the first game. Actually,
Hmm.
no, they're actually following upon it. I thought this is like a completely wipe, put the same character in a different kind of their own universe. But no, they changed the voice actor. Just kind of,
Yeah.
I like the old voice actor better. But they did they are following upon their version of the cliffhanger from this game. I
Yeah.
have not ventured too far into the story to know what happens, but yeah, it's there and it's glorious, man. It's like the second, best, maybe not second best, maybe the
Yeah.
second action-oriented 40K game we have. There's an old game for Fire Warrior or something like that. It's an action game, but I'm sure that's not too good. But this is good, and you should go play it. I mean, if you like no nonsense action games, this game is good. And it's like it's not even like a $60 game. You pay for like 6 hours of content and you're done with it. No,
Yeah.
this has a fully fledged single player campaign, and it has like a fully fledged co-op campaign. Yeah, it's like a fully its own thing, right? It's Sushi will talk about more about that,
Hmm.
and it has PvP mode as well. It's just basically it's so the except the co-op thing, the PvP thing was also in the first game. They have basically doubled down on it. That's the main theme going on this game. It's like enriching the first game without, you know, taking anything out or anything. The biggest change is obviously the swarm engine and the new enemy types they introduced, but they're also Chaos Marines are also here. And once you play more to the story, Chaos Marines will also come in. The Chaos Codes are also there, and it's like a wholly good fun. And unlike World War Z, which was not purely what do you call a co-op experience, this one is very story focused.
Yeah.
So like you will feel like a kid playing this through this game because you will it harken back to the Gears of War days. It's like everything is super and the visuals, man. Oh, the visuals. It looks so great. We had some performance issues on our PCs, but my issues are almost fixed now. Now that I have switched over to the main branch of the game, and what can I say? It's great. I have been play. I started playing the day before yesterday, and I have put in like 26 hours so far, and I only play like 3 story missions. Rest were all co-op and PvP, and we'll talk more
That
about
much
that.
fun, huh?
But
Yeah.
it's like you're like yearning to play that kind of game again, right? I'm just tired of everything going open world, everything having a rudimentary upgrade path,
Mm.
everything having like content chopped off from the base game, and you have to wait for the DLC. You have to wait for day one DLC or whatever whatever the Outlaws did, the Jabba the Hutt fella things. Yeah, I mean, if you the one thing people do not agree with is the early pay, pre-order for
Yeah.
yeah,
Advanced
that's
access thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
advanced access. It's still gray area kind of thing, People, if you go to the Steam forums right now, you can see a lot of people shaming other people for beta testing the game, paying beta test the game. But yeah, but it is what it is. I think they also said that the more season pass content will be purely cosmetic kind of thing.
Mm.
There'll be no
Mm.
other monetization,
Yeah.
or anything
Yeah.
like that. And it's like a, fully fully packed in game. We
Yeah.
have been missing that kind of game. The games
Hmm.
with everything is there. You don't have to wait 6 months or 1 year for an expansion or anything to make it whole. So yeah, we will get into the nitty gritty after these guys share the experience. And it's basically great. It's like it plays good. It looks great. Performance. It's a bit demanding game, and the audio is excellent. Story. I don't know. I haven't played that much to the story, but still, yeah, I think it's a usual science fiction
Yeah.
40K wala. Everyone is an asshole kind of thing. Yeah, and yeah, I'll stop fanboying over it. Let these guys speak.
Uh, I remember my WhatsApp with Jay from long time before this game come out, and anytime trailer just comes out, we'll be like, Jay, I need you to tell me that you will wait for me for this game. Like
Yeah.
we are going to play this because I was so excited for this,
Yeah.
and I'm going to tell you one thing. Like if 1 year back you had told me that I would feel manly by punching a flower in the face, I would have said that that is
Oh
not
yeah,
going to
that's how.
happen.
Yeah.
I punched a flower in the fucking face and I felt like, oh my god, this rocks. And it was like there was so much adrenaline flowing everywhere, testosterone and everything. I was like, man, this game is for my homies. This game is for the boys. Space Marine 2, balls to the walls. Like it takes itself seriously. The whole grim dark,
Yep.
genre that it has, I wouldn't say pioneered, but taken forward. I really like it. It's not. It's a very like a parallel to how Helldivers 2 takes its like genre and humor and everything. Here things are serious because you will know they are serious because there is a temple with a fucking you know bomb gunner kind of a thing, a gun which throws a bomb into the atmosphere. I will not do spoilers, don't worry. But there are moments in this game where you would just stop and just look around, soak in the atmosphere, and I would tell you that you would be amiss to miss out on what the 40K lore is. Like you will go into this game and you would want to know more. That's what the feeling this will give you. You're fighting these Tyranids. It's the swarm engine. They're swarming from everywhere. Even the first tutorial mission that Manas will be talking about, uh, I was playing that and I started playing on hard and I got my ass kicked so bad when I first saw that swarm coming to me, and I was like, shit, I'm going to die. This is going to be the end of me. I'm not going to get to complete this part, and I might have to start off again. Uh, love it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's also Saber Interactive kind of coming full circle. So Tim Willits said that this first the Ismarit was kind of the inspiration for the Doom 2016. the push in combat, right? You're not hiding behind anything. You're just
Yeah.
constantly pushing. The glory kills,
Yeah.
that was inspired from the system in the first game where you basically gain health back by executing enemies.
Right.
Yeah. So they are like kind of Tim Ritz has left it, but he has taken that formula with him. He's
To
like,
save her.
oh, yeah, to save her. And he's like making his own thing with it. That's great. Yeah, I mean, essentially, Doom is basically 40K, right?
Yeah.
Kind of inspired by, the Ubermensch. Nietzsche would say Ubermensch.
And
The
the way Titus just holds on to the alien, just pushes the
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 animation.
sword in, just
Very glorious.
pura matlab, runs the sword
Yeah.
through the entire body, just
Right,
flips it. You feel every bit of action that he goes through. You are walking and chairs start to break around you. Like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
walk around, chairs start
You're
tombstones.
you're like 10 feet, right?
Yeah.
The humans are like
And
almost to your
and there's
face.
a reason why, that if you get to know the lore a little bit more, you will know, you'll understand why they have been built that way for a particular reason.
And I highly suggest play with the controller though. It
Oh yeah,
supports the trigger again,
yeah.
dual sense. It supports the I think it has a HD rumble too, and the haptic trigger. Full support is not there, but it's there. The triggers are great.
Right.
Every time you walk, you feel that slight vibration coming out. You feel like a hulking monster.
And I wanted to add to what Jay said. I really liked the part in Vermintide 1 and 2 where only one person needed to buy the DLCs, the content DLCs, and anybody else will be able to join in for the maps, even if they hadn't bought those maps and stuff like that. In Space Marine 2, Focus and Interactive, they go one step forward with Warhammer Space Marine 2 over here. The season pass, no content. It's only cosmetic content. All content like maps and everything will come to free for everyone. So that is a wonderful way to keep people in. And it has no fucking store in it. Like this is all like saying whatever you don't like about gaming right now in some of those games, this is like, okay, let's take us 10-15 years back, and whatever you wanted, we are putting it back. We're putting back like action right away. You don't want like always open world. You want these areas you want to play around with. Got that. You get a 6-hour campaign, and some people might be thinking 6 hours, 7 hour, it might sound less, but let me tell you, there's the co-op campaign again. And the thing is that the co-op campaign is not something that you can ignore. Like, and the reason why I'll tell you, Manas, like, think about this, that you're on a ship, right? And there is a mission. And the mission is actually divided into 2 parts. Okay. And so you actually send someone else on that mission to that other area, and you go and do this mission. And the whole thing is that since you're doing it in tandem, that's how things are working. It's not that you are like solving everything.
Is it a little bit like Gears of War? में जैसे split?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of like that. Yeah, in Gears of War, you guys split up.
Yeah.
But it's like a separate game mode.
Yeah.
That's the only difference.
So this is
But
like you get to play that.
the
Yeah.
story is
Yeah.
singular overarching story, and for more precise context, for example, Titus, the main hero, says that he need to like flood some of the mine, leak some of the promethium from the mines to drive off the Terranite hordes. So while the main squad goes to save some dude, the B squad, they go do the mine thing.
Yeah.
So like you get the context for it in the main story, and then the game tells
Then
you
you get to live it in the co-op campaign.
Yeah. And you can also ignore it. Yeah, it's not mandatory, but it's there, and you can play it solo as well.
Yeah.
Right? It's not like you need friends.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So it like keeps giving you context. If you're playing that, it keeps giving you context that at that point of time will make sense. Okay, this is the reason why we are doing this, and only because of us doing this in the main game that is happening.
And
Otherwise,
these
it
guys
wouldn't
in
have
the
happened.
Co-op campaign has actual personalities, right? You
Yeah.
see them bantering. Yeah, you see them talking about scriptures and their devotion. They keep like measuring context. They keep measuring their devotion to the emperor and the whatever they do in 40K. That's good. Yeah.
And that whole the whole thing about like, okay, we are a brotherhood, and we need to keep that, and we need to trust each other and stuff like that. I think it gets like it's put to the test. Jay is at a part of the story which I think it's put to the test to the real extreme, and we'll get to see that. Once you play that, you'll get to see that why.
It's like a bromance kind of thing. But how
Yeah.
Gears of War was like a bromance, this is also like a bromance, but a bit more grim dark.
Yeah, but Space Marine 2 with its visuals, with its action, like non-stop breakneck, action when, especially when it starts. It gives you these small breathing periods in between where you are like going from one place to another and like, oh my god, look at the flora, look at the fauna, look at these gothic cathedrals, look at that fucking ship, look at that swarm of like aliens flying across the sky, and then suddenly you have this horde, like a horde which can like just like kill every living thing which you can see, and it's the most wondrous thing. It's glorious, just like what Jay said. It's glorious. I think it's a real treat to find a game in 2024 that harkens back to an age which we can relive. It's just that amazing.
Like that's one of the reasons we are keep getting remakes from that era, right? Capcom
Mhm.
is doing it, actively doing that.
Right.
People want this stuff. People are tired of all, yeah. If you like whatever modern gaming alludes to, yeah, there are stuff coming out. Like I said, two parallel branching pathways in gaming
Yeah.
right now.
And the good thing that I like about Space Marine 2 is that it knows its lane. Just like what Jay said, this is not like about leveling up your character. This is not like some RPG shit, like, that they are, okay, we'll tack on more RPG stuff onto this and make it different from what, this should be as a game. They know their basics. They know that this is an action game. We have to fix in with action. The combat needs to be good, and people need to come back in again and again to that. And I think they get that really well. They get that really well.
And one other interesting thing is that this harkening back thing, it's also why some of the reviews for the game is been, you see PC Gamer
Right.
and PC Game said they both gave it anything 60 out of 100
Yeah.
or something.
Mhm.
The reason is that they're the point they raise is that it's not like, it's too linear, it's too
Yeah.
old school. I think some of the reviews seem to miss the fact that that's a design. That's like by design, the developers were aiming for that kind of experience, not like had a bunch of any revolutionary kind of branching stories or just open world where that maybe that would work in the 40K universe probably, but yeah, but that's not what the game is about. It's about focus, right? They know that they have one thing they can do well and they're doing it. They're like, no, we are not going to be a jack of all trades. Yeah, our game has it's gonna be bloody brutal combat,
Yeah.
and yeah, that's what you get. You pay for what you get, and essentially what you say in the trailer is what you get, right? There's no other bullshit. So all the enemies, basically, I think they reveal kind of everything except the story in the trailer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's not like, that all the suspense and all the drama is there, which is will come in the story, but it's very on your sleeve kind of a thing. Like the gameplay and everything, it's what you see is what you get, but you don't know until you're playing it. That's what I will say. So if you are going in, if you're wanting to go in thinking, okay, I'll get like a semi-open world kind of a thing, and I want this to be like a live service kind of thing, so I don't think this might be for you. This might have one of those like games with longer tails. I definitely think even a year down the line, I think people will still be playing this game because it's. I think it's a very good game to like just get your friends in, play a level, play a mission, get out, that kind of a feel. So, but it's not. It's if you're looking in for like the other aspects that some of these other reviewers are trying to point in, if you're looking for that, then this game might not be for you.
And even if you take it's like an advanced access right now, 100K people are playing it.
Yeah.
It's already a success. I mean, that's not actually indicative of the copies. It's like only a fraction of a lot of people buy games on Steam and never play them.
Right.
I mean, like usually what happens is the game sells like 700K copies, probably 200K people are playing at the same. And right now you can see that 100K people are playing, and it's on September 9th. I'm pretty sure it's my bet is that it's gonna go to like 200K.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's gonna. Yeah, and I think if they can sustain the player base, it's not a focus. The PvP in this game is kind of tacked on, but if they can sustain that, or develop some PvE content, more PvE content in the future, I think they'll have a kind of like longevity compared to the first game.
Another thing that I liked about even some people might be angry about this advanced access and things. What focused did was that for the reviews and everything, they sent out PC, PS, Xbox, whatever copies that are required to reviewers quite early. People could start playing it back then, and even for advanced access, like most reviews, international reviews came out before that. The embargo was before that. So you could actually,
yeah.
you can actually
Good.
get into advanced access after checking the reviews. So it's
Yep,
not
yep.
that you definitely need
Yeah,
to.
they send out copies like I think a lot of foreign reviewers have been playing it since earliest
Right.
early
August,
August.
yeah.
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 And the game was actually leaked before though, so maybe
Yeah.
they wanted to clear the air and that no, that's an old build.
Yeah.
This is what our game is about.
Some
And
people were a little upset that the beta, open beta did
mm,
not happen, but I think whatever they did was a smart move. The game is out. It has good regional pricing. You can still wait. You can still wait for the game to come out and everything and get it, watch it for yourself. But for me, it was just such a treat. Such a treat. I'm definitely going to complete the campaign. I'm definitely
yeah,
going to complete the co-op things. The co-op thing might happen multiple times. And that's what I'm afraid of. Yeah.
3-player go for
Yeah. Manas, what about you? You started on the PS5, right?
Yeah, I just started. I honestly
Yeah.
don't have much to say. I'm
Yeah.
very much looking forward to playing it though. I'm kind of
Yeah.
excited because I really enjoyed the first game also. Plus, this
Mhm.
felt a lot like जैसे Gears of War का campaign अगर मिलेगा तो वैसा कुछ
Mhm.
feel वाला होना.
Yeah.
थोड़ा linear against like hordes of
yeah, yeah.
monsters and all.
And it
Right.
came out at the right time, I think. I think people a lot were joke, making jokes in favor of like Concord,
Yeah.
and it was at that time like gaming as a media sunk down. What gaming
Yeah.
stands for in 2024 sunk down to its lowest, and now we get a bang. It's like one of these Bollywood actors, something they're in the worst phase of their career. All hope is lost. Then the film comes, and they're like pushed back into the top peak
Yeah.
of stardom. It's kind of like that. The release window was very good. It was delayed, right? Once
Yeah.
PS2,
What?
maybe, yeah. It was delayed once, right?
Yeah. Delayed once. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 I think I don't know. Maybe they lucked out with all the situation, and I think it's gonna be a big success. I think it's like finally the thing Saber needed to
Yeah.
prove that they can do
Yeah.
triple
Yeah.
experiences.
Yeah. I think it's something what Saber needed, something what 40K needed, like a shot in the arm. And like I was telling Jay this one too, saying, I'm just happy that I'm going to see Cavill play, in Space Marine in my lifetime. I'm going to see that Amazon is making a series and it's going to come out. I'm just happy that is going to happen. It's like everything, the kind of things that you think about, dream about in your, when you're a kid. Like, oh, you see a movie, you see a game, and those kind of things are become the norm. It feels awesome. It feels awesome to see that happen.
Yeah. I'll start playing it right after this recording. Very excited to try it out.
Yeah. And Manas, I'll definitely tell you, take it slow. No hurry regarding that. Take the game slow. Play it through. I think you will like it. I think
I
you will
think it's
like it.
definitely built around co-op, and
Yeah.
especially the higher difficulties. That's
Right.
also criticism. It's pretty hard game.
Yeah.
I'm playing on the second the penultimate difficulty.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
there was like some levels, there was like, especially I was like, oh, why are these bots so dumb? They do the job and depends on your skill. But I think, yeah, they built and they showcase it a lot too, the co-op feature. The main story has co-op, 3-player
Mhm,
co-op, and the
mhm.
separate co-op story mode also has. So, like, yeah, it is a game built around co-op. You'll still be having a blast playing solo, but I
Right.
highly recommend at least having one friend along for the ride.
Yeah.
इसमें
So
क्रॉस प्ले
Manas,
नहीं है ना पीसी
Crossplay, crossplay.
अरे क्रॉस
crossplay.
Only
प्ले भी है
on yeah, I've been playing with mostly PS people.
ओह अरे
They're,
सही सही
yeah,
ओके
and the only the PvP is limited to Steam and
Yeah.
Epic and versus Xbox PS5. No, okay, alert or because of mouse, the input based, that thing.
Yeah.
The age-old debate of mouse users versus gamepad users. So yeah.
Yeah. But